How's it going, guys? We're gonna do something a little bit off the cuff. Shouldn't be nearly as ranty as the last video was. I have a lot of snort reports that need to come out, so on and so forth. But this kind of caught me off guard, and so I decided that I was gonna go ahead and do this today. We're here. Well, first off, it's always the small things in life that we should appreciate, and so on and so forth. And with that being said, I have a couple of things that aren't really that small, but certainly have brightened up my day, and hopefully it makes you guys feel better about your day moving forward as well, or evening, or whenever it is that you're actually going to see this. First off, we start with a very good friend of ours, Mighty D, who put out oh, I'm sorry. Alright, we just put out a video, like, only in the last couple hours, that was absolute gold. And I've already done a video on this, if not two. But this is kind of like the next part of it. So don't worry, there'll be a snort report for this, and you'll see all of it in order. But I felt compelled to do this. And I'll tell you why in a minute. This is by Mighty D. DSP. Trolls broke my Amazon wishlist. Now, alright, so that's how my day went. My day was alright, to be honest with you. So I randomly jump on Twitter. Okay? I randomly jump on Twitter, check some DMs, just see what was going on. And this Amazon wish thing is going around that everybody's making fun of. And a tweet from Evil AJ from like 2017, or is it 2016? It's a pretty old tweet. Is being circulated around, talking about how Phil was basically shitting on Amazon wish lists and people who had them, and now Phil has one. And then actually, I ended up deciding to hit my DMs. I was able to talk to a few people, see how they're doing, so on and so forth. And Sunspot Gallery pops up and did a video called "From Thanos to Much Worse, DarkSydePhil." I will leave the link to it in the description. It's beautiful. It's beautiful and whatnot. It's a great watch. It's short, it's compact, it's to the point. I think you guys are really gonna like it. So I'm gonna leave the link to that in the description under things to watch. Thank you very, very much to Sunspot Gallery for that. I very much appreciate it. It meant a lot. It's a great video. It's a great video. Then, as good things usually just keep coming around like that, our friend Paul. You guys all know Paul. He's in the comments section dropping wisdom. He has continued with episode 4 of his DarkSydePhailure series. And, alright, so let me explain to you how this happened. So I see it, right? And I'm like, alright, before I go and watch this, I'm gonna make me a drink. Because I already know this mess is gonna be funny. So I go and make myself a drink, and I'm watching it, and I'm literally chuckling like only a few minutes in. And then like halfway through, now keep in mind later on down the line, I'm gonna completely, outside of saying that the video was great, because it is, it's beyond great, I'm gonna disavow everything that I'm getting ready to say next. So don't even bring it up to me. You know what I'm saying? So if you make a comment about it, don't at me about nothing either. If you try to go ahead and be like, hey GTG, remember that one time you watched Paul's video and this happened? I'm gonna say delete your comment. Because or I'm gonna be like, I don't know what you're talking about. That never happened. So just as a disclaimer, I am going to do that, okay? Just like the fact that you guys hear my washing machine going on in the background because I didn't go to the dry cleaner yesterday. Delete your comment. Let me read your comment, then delete your comment. But this part right here, I'm gonna disavow. It didn't happen. So I'm watching his video, and I'm dying. I'm dying laughing, and I'm drinking, and I shouldn't be drinking and laughing, but I'm an idiot. And I'm sorry. So he caught me at this part that caused the drink to just kind of I don't know what happened, but I spilled. I'm holding my drink and I spill it, but it's okay because you know where it's spilled on the carpet is no biggie. It's one of those places where you can clean up really easily and whatnot, so on and so forth. So that part was cool. But I dropped the drink, and I'm still laughing, and it comes through my nose, and I can't stop laughing. Oh, God bless you, Paul. God bless you. That's all I can say. Absolutely hilarious. Now, like I said, that whole situation, I disavow all that. That didn't actually happen. You know, after today, it didn't happen. So today, you guys can make your jokes. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. Look at the cute pup in the sharp suit that, for whatever reason, can't get to the dry cleaners on time. Go ahead and talk about how my drink ain't come through my nose. It is not the third, whatever, and how I made a mess. But at least I cleaned it and whatnot. I didn't wait a week or two like Phil. You can go ahead and make your comments today. But after today, though, I will disavow any of this. None of this ever happened, except for I saw 3 videos by 3 very talented individuals, and I laughed quite a bit, and that was it. That's all that happened. Defiant sniff. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is actually brought to us as a request by Jesse Green 619. You guys have seen him in the chat or in the comment section. Shouts out to Jesse. Get into this video. I hope you guys are doing well. I know that I've got some Snort reports coming out, a little bit kind of slightly older, a lot of new stuff. Kind of giving you guys a mixed bag. There will be that rant that happened the other day. There will be a Snort report on that, as well as to follow up, as well as the Mrhuth Stuff video. It's about an hour plus, which pretty much wraps that whole situation up. Those videos will come out soon. There will be a Snort report about this and whatnot, because you know there will be. Hopefully you guys are doing all right. I know the last couple days have been rough for various reasons, whether online or in your own lives and whatnot. Everybody has something going on. Hopefully your day goes by a little bit better. Hopefully the week starts off right for you, depending on when you get a chance to see this. And we're going to keep plugging forward, because that's what we do here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. I'll see you guys in just a second. Also, I do not have the name of my friend here who sat there and left this song link to me, but you know who you are, because you're the one who recommended this song. Shouts out to you. Hopefully I can find your name, because I'd like to put you in the video under shoutouts. But if I'm not able to find you, my bad. But I know you'll pop back up in the comment section, and I'll make sure I add you into the next video just off the rip, just off the muscle. You know what I'm saying? Because I appreciate you. And I appreciate that you appreciate my love for jazz. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in just a second.
Can maybe make heads or tails and sense of this update. Okay, are you guys ready? So, over.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, yet again, we're here with Mighty D, very good friend of ours. DSP, trolls broke my Amazon wish list. The link to the plug video will always be in the description. You know how this works, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and bring you up to speed. Even though this isn't actually a Snort report, let's bring up to speed a little bit. Phil has come up with a very interesting scheme on how to get over on the pay piggies again and apparently try to avoid taxes by going ahead and starting an Amazon wish list. But he has been very, very, very reluctant over the last couple of days, if not couple of weeks, about it. And apparently, he ain't let it fly off. He ain't let it ride. He ain't sat there and shot from the hip. And apparently things didn't work right. But I don't know about you guys, but I love Amazon. Amazon's always treated me right. I've always been able to call their customer service whenever, and they were super nice, and they were super convenient, and so on and so forth. So this should be a fun experience, maybe. We're going to laugh. Hopefully we're going to laugh pretty hard at his incompetence. And to prove that Amazon is always right, look at how the arrow is pointing up to the Mighty D video with a smile on its face. It don't get no better than that, baby. Amazon know. We all know. Y'all know. Let's go ahead and get into it.
The past 2 weeks or so, we've been talking about doing an Amazon wish list. All right, and what this wish list is basically a listing of the games that I'm interested in playing, and if someone wants to help, you know, defray the cost of streaming those games by purchasing said games for me, so that I can just play them on the stream and not have to spend money to buy them. For example, you know, as you guys know, I've been trying to raise tips to help with bills and stuff, and it's kind of hard when I have to then drop hundreds of dollars on games, especially this month coming up. There's a lot of games coming out that I'm interested in playing for the streams, right? So essentially, you know, some people expressed interest in maybe being able to help out with that and purchasing some of said games for the streams. And I said, okay, well, I would make maybe an Amazon wish list where I'll list the games that I'm interested in. And
okay, let's first problem. One, you use tips to pay bills, despite the fact that he had told us for a while that he was using tips to pay for games and to pay for things for the business, air quotes. Whatever, you know, things evolve. It is what it is. All right, so now we've gone from it going to pay for the games to now going to pay the bills. Your tips. Then we had, since he moved everything, the tips from games to bills, he was like, hey, you guys can just send me game codes, which was a nice little thing he was doing for a little while. Reason why that was, excuse me, is because he didn't want people sending him money directly anymore for a couple of reasons. One, he didn't want people to know what he was making. Two, after that whole debauchery on, not really debauchery, it's debauchery on Phil's part, but that debacle with Streamlabs, where you can see all of the top tippers for the week, which he should have never removed, by the way, but, you know, he's insecure, he's stupid, it's going to happen. You know, it is what it is. He ends up axing that quick. You can blame whoever you want to blame on that. But I didn't know about it, so I'm appreciative that Tevin pointed it out. I'm just mad that Phil got rid of it. Whatever. What are you gonna do? Phil ends up destroying that, and then asks for people to give him game codes, believing that that would be a better way, that he wouldn't have to worry about taxes, and he would be able to get the game code directly. That can be done by means behind the scenes, as Phil likes to word it, and there's no issue, there's no problems, except there is one problem. With everything that I just said, there's a discrepancy. There's an issue that I'd like to point out. Do you guys not remember where he said you guys could send him money for you could send him money for games, but if you do so, $60 isn't enough. You have to also send him the money for taxes too. Does anybody remember that? So basically, if you send him a $60, there's a $60 release he wants to play, you actually have to send him $100 so he can not worry about the taxes, despite the fact that he's buying everything digitally. And I don't know if the taxes actually. I bought stuff from the PSN store. I don't remember paying taxes on anything. I think I've bought a game or two from Xbox Live. Yeah, I know I have. I don't remember paying taxes on that either. Wait a second. If you bought... Now that I think about it... You know what? Sorry, we're starting to get into investigative reporting here, and I'm supposed to be just chilling with this nonsense. We'll bring that up at a later time and date. Because now that I've started to think about it, that sounds really piggy. Like, that sounds like pignosis to me. That sounds like real pignosis to me. You know what? Forget it. Alright, so here's the thing. How is it that if you buy a game on PSN, and it says the game is like $9.99, do any of you ever remember buying that game with either a PSN code or, you know, you have your PayPal or your credit card or your debit card linked to your account, and then you just buy it through that? Do any of you guys ever remember paying taxes? Because I don't. And I especially like the PSN, like when they have those like $4.99 or $9.99 game deals that they usually do, and especially what they used to do during PS3, they do it through PS4 every once in a while. I don't remember paying taxes on any of those either. Semantics. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that little piece out there because that's essentially the timeline. Don't worry, when the Snort report comes around, it'll be much more concise. Maybe, probably not. Anyway, so now we're going to this. Now we're going to the Amazon wish list, which is fundamentally flawed for a couple of reasons. One, essentially, Phil says that he's not going to put any big budget items on there. Essentially, he's going to put the games that he wants to play up there. You guys pay for those games, and he'll play those set games. The problem is, ladies and gentlemen, is he does that right now. He does that right now. And what happens when Phil Burnell picks a game? It doesn't do well. Or Phil just doesn't do well at that game. Would you like an example? Sure, I got one for you right here. How about Crash Bandicoot Team Racing? How about how he sat there and delayed that shit off and was like, if you guys really want to give me money, instead of giving me money for whatever set game that people want him to play, give me money for Crash Bandicoot. Do that. It's coming out Friday. Plays that game. He shows us that he's basically as blind as a bat. Can't drive for shit. Blamed everything and everyone for him failing at that game and made himself look absolutely incompetent. Was it really worth it, Phil, for you to buy that game? You thought the game was going to be fun. The game is fun, by the way. You thought the game was going to be easy because it's made for kids. How did it go from a racing game similar to Mario Kart to Phil calling it, this is a puzzle game? Huh? Phil, you're on a track. You're in a vehicle. Hopefully it has 4 wheels. And you're trying to be first. And there are items that you use that help you do that. There are shortcuts that you take to help you get to get to the finish line faster. Where's the puzzle aspect of this? Semantics. I got you. Semantics. But anyway, Phil has never been good when it comes to choosing games, to be honest with you. The games that he wants to play, they fail. More often than not. Not that the game itself was bad. It's because Phil's bad. And the games that people want him to play, they actually do fundamentally well. And they usually carry the day, if not the week, if not the month. And he then later on down the line, he tries to take credit for it. Like, yeah, you know, I'm glad I picked this game because it's so interactive and this, that, and the third. I'm glad you guys are having a good time with it. I love the game, so on and so forth. But that's not the game you were pushing in the beginning, Phil. But semantics, yet again. Let's continue.
Want to buy them and help out for the stream, they can, and then I'll just get those games digitally and I'll be able to have those games on release day. All right, so it took like 2 weeks for me to get a chance to work at this, and I finally worked on it last night. Now there's some bad news, okay, and then there's some confusion. So here's the bad news, everyone. What I determined, all right, is that essentially you can't really get games digitally for many consoles anymore via Amazon. It used to be a thing you could do all the time. Apparently now they've basically done away with it because I can't find pre-orders for digital codes for any of the new releases at all. I don't know why. I guess they've just stopped this practice. In fact, I was looking, so just so you guys know, in the month of July, the games I'm interested in: Stranger Things 3, Dragon Quest Builders 2, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and Wolfenstein Youngblood. So I looked all those games up on Amazon, and the only game that I could find that you could get a digital code was Dragon Quest Builders 2, and it was only the Switch version of the game. The other versions were not capable of getting a digital code for them at all. Okay? So I don't know what's up with that. But I know for a fact you used to be able to get digital codes for all these games, and now apparently they're all gone. So what essentially I did, I created a wish list on Amazon. Now, I've never done this before, so I don't even know if I did it right.
Wait,
okay?
So you essentially end up getting a wish list. You made a wish list for Amazon, for a wish list through Amazon, so you can buy the digital codes for the game directly. When you don't need to do that, you can just buy the game credits, or you can just buy PSN, basically PSN credits, and then just buy the game that way. What's the difference? It doesn't make it any more prestigious. It doesn't make it any better. It's not going to download any faster. So who cares? And to be honest with you, and don't hold me to this, if they did do that for certain games, those are probably certain games that had special caveats to it, or they were like special edition games, or so on and so forth. Why do you need these little prestigious kind of gimmicks, Phil? To be honest, but is that what you ordered an Amazon wishlist for? For that? Just so you can buy the game codes for a specific game directly like that, instead of just buying the PSN credits or the Xbox credits? And when's the last time you were on Amazon? When Panda was there, he was on Amazon all the time. They've done Amazon unboxings before. You live on... Here's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen. He lives online. I'm sure he shops on Amazon. I'm confident of it. How do you not know this? Like, how do you not know this? Your business is online, and I use business loosely. What you do is you pretty much live online because you're too scared to go outside. So, how do you not know this when all you do is buy games? And more importantly, you know that he has to know that practice wasn't in play anymore. Because if that was the case, he wouldn't ask people to just give him PSN credit. To be honest. He would have asked people behind the scenes to purchase the codes for him for the game directly, and then just send the code to him, all behind the scenes, which is what Phil's doing anyway. Just like that big donation for, I've already recorded that video, I don't think it's gone up yet, for the $1,100 that he got behind the scenes that was anonymous. It wasn't anonymous. The person just sent it to him when he wasn't streaming, and so on and so forth. And Phil said that the guy tried to do it anonymously to protect himself, even though everybody saw the guy's name. So you're telling me that someone couldn't have done that behind the scenes, or people haven't done it? But now all of a sudden, they used to do this practice, but they don't do it anymore. This, that, and the third. Ooh. So you're using that as the caveat for you to get Amazon, the Amazon wish list, or to justify why you're getting the Amazon wish list. Okay, that's all right. No problem, man. Whatever.
Essentially, I created a wish list on Amazon, by which I listed Dragon Quest Builders 2 for the Switch because it's a digital code version. I figured, you know what? I barely use my Switch for anything. That would be maybe a fun ongoing playthrough. I could actually use my Switch for something and get some use out of it, rather than just sitting and collecting dust. So I said that's fine. Plus, it's a game that's not going to be, it's not going to be a game that, like, you know, oh my god, we need the absolutely most graphically intense version of the game, right? Who cares? It's Dragon Quest with cartoony graphics. We're not looking for cutting-edge technology graphics, you know? I don't need the PS4 Pro to play Dragon Quest Builders 2, right?
Good thing that he made a point about that with the PS4 Pro, because lately he's been talking about how the graphics are on the Pro for certain games, and he's like, it's probably no different than if it was just the regular PS4. Yeah, people try to tell you that. You fell for the gimmick. Not to say that certain games don't perform well on the Pro compared to just your regular PS4 Pro, but remember, Phil, you were the one who pushed for the Pro. You pushed for it, you know, you pushed for it pretty hard. So that's all on you. Funny enough, Phil, I just did a video recently. Let's see here. Let's just see here. Yeah. Okay, here. I did a video, Phil, that you put out in 2004. When you January 4th of 2004, to be honest, where you were talking about all the changes you were going to make and so on and so forth, and you gave away a free PS4. For some of you guys who are Phil connoisseurs, you know what I'm talking about. And but basically, what happened was, ladies and gentlemen, is beginning of 2004, he was announcing all the new changes that he had coming up and how he was going to change and do this, that, and the third. You know, same bullshit. Anyway, he ended up giving away a PS4 Pro. There's a bit of a discrepancy with that, though. The only reason why he's giving up the PS4 Pro is because he originally bought it for Panda. Panda wanted the PS4 because she wanted to play Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs, as you guys know, was delayed. Panda didn't want the PS4 no more, and Phil didn't want to keep the PS4 as a backup because it was just such a hindrance on him, and he decided to give it away. So, in a lot of ways, that PS4 was nothing more than just a basically, this is going to be an egregious comparison, but it's almost, it falls in line with the whole empty boxes that he was giving away, empty game case boxes. Because, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, the only reason why he was getting rid of it is, one, he was trying to build favor amongst the fan base, and two, because he felt that keeping an extra PS4 around him was a hindrance. His PS4 was working fine. It wasn't a brick or anything. He didn't care. Panda apparently wasn't smart enough to just hold on to the PS4 until Watch Dogs comes out. You know what I'm saying? So he just decided to give it away. Now, I've already did a video on it, so I've already cut that bacon up into multiple servings, so we won't go into it here. But if you think about all of that in 2004 and you think about it right now, that PS4 would have pretty much came in handy, and the whole situation with that PS4 Pro would have been a bit obsolete, or it would have been a bit unnecessary. Sounds like more money that went to waste for no good reason. Anyway, but maybe in that situation, it's only half his fault. I don't know. Depends on how you look on it. How you look at it.
So there you go. So anyway,
there you go.
So I put that game on the list, and then essentially what I did is I went through and I put a bunch of Sony PlayStation Network credit gift cards as well as Nintendo Network gift cards on that listing. Okay? And I think I did just all denominations that were available. There's like $100, $75, $50, $20, $10. You know, basically I made it so that there's enough stuff on the list that if anyone just wants to contribute a little or a lot, they'd be able to. You know, I don't want to only put a $100 gift card on there and then if someone wanted to contribute like $10, they wouldn't be able to. You see what I mean? So basically, I made this wish list of all this stuff, and I made it so that you can only see it. You can't edit it. You can only see it. That was one of the key things, is that I know when you make a wish list, you can accidentally make it that everyone can edit it. So I made it so only I can edit it, and I created a little panel here on my Twitch page for it, and I was like, okay, I'll talk about it on stream tomorrow. Okay? So this morning, I'm setting up the stream, and I'm like, oh, guys, guess what? There's a wish list. I'm going to talk about it. And everyone's like, yeah, we see the link on your page, but it's empty. I was like, it's empty? What do you mean it's empty? And I went to it, and lo and behold, it was empty. I'm like, why is this list completely empty? I just made it last night. I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on here. So I tried to figure it out, and I couldn't. So I started re-adding all the stuff. All right. And then what I noticed was that some of the stuff that was already on the list said already purchased. I was like, what? So I went into, there's an options section for the wish list on Amazon where you can manage the list. And there was an option clicked that said, keep me surprised. Do not notify me for like several weeks after someone buys something on my wish list. Keep me surprised and then pleasantly surprise me weeks later so that I won't know that someone bought me something, but it's like a surprise gift. I was like, why is that auto-checked? Right? Like, that's pretty stupid. Like, I want to know, obviously, when someone buys something, that is really dumb, or else what might happen is multiple people might buy me the same thing, right? I don't want 5 people buying me Dragon Quest Builders 2 on the Switch, and I have 4 codes, what a waste of funds when people could be using it for other stuff, right? So basically,
wait, couldn't he just call customer support and say, hey, I have these 4 codes for these 4 games. Can you just credit it to my account? Which I'm pretty sure they would. So that's not a big thing. 2, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're seeing an example of what happens when you don't take a little bit of time to do something right, and your greed gets the best of you. To be honest, so far, I'm seeing general piggy era. So far, I'm not seeing any real trollish activity just yet. It seems like he did it halfway and or half-ass as usual, and it's slowly but surely spiraling into the ball of pig shit that it normally turns into. I don't know. Well, let's continue.
I'm looking around, so I uncheck this box that says keep me surprised, and immediately it tells me apparently everything that I put on my wish list last night has already been purchased for me. We're talking hundreds of dollars of both Nintendo and PlayStation Network credit and Dragon Quest Builders 2. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I think it ended up being like a total of like almost $1,000, maybe just short of 1,000.
Holy crap, is that true? Did that actually happen? If it did, that's pretty damned awesome, right? But here's the thing, guys, and you guys obviously know better than me how Amazon wishlists work, because this is the first time I've ever touched one. I have no idea how to access any of that. Like, I didn't get, because it said surprise me, I got no notification whatsoever about any of those products that were purchased. I got no emails about it. I don't see anywhere in my Amazon account how to access anything. So I don't know what's going on. Like, if someone did buy all that, I mean, great, thank you very much, that's amazing. Because what that'll essentially do, if you did actually buy all those all that credit, that's gonna pay for probably all the games this month. Because July is a busy month. Like I said, we got Stranger Things, Dragon Quest Builders 2, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and Wolfenstein Youngblood. Those are the 4 games at a minimum I'm playing. Maybe I'll play a few other things too, but those are the things on a minimum that I was interested in. So essentially, if a Good Samaritan did go in there overnight and said, "Wow, let's just help Phil," and bought all that stuff, that's amazing. But I have no idea how to get it. I'm serious. Like, I didn't get any emails about it. And when you go into the Amazon account, I can't. There's like no, items that were purchased for you from your wish list. That doesn't exist. So I have absolutely no idea how that works. Yeah, I mean, essentially, the way I thought it would work is someone would buy it and then immediately be like, okay, here's the code, use it, right? But right now, I got nothing. And again, I think it was because it was set to surprise me or whatever. So essentially right now, I got absolutely nothing out of it. Maybe in like 2 to 3 weeks, I may get a message from Amazon. Oh, by the way, someone bought you all this stuff. Here's all the information and the codes and stuff. But I don't know how to get it. Like, why, who on earth thought it was a good idea to make a wish list? Oh, surprise me. Don't tell me when someone actually gets me something. What?
Wait. Okay. Ooh, all right. So, yet again, just straight up pig roach error, by far, incompetence on another level. How is it that something that people create every day, right? Every day, can be bundled up, can be bundled, no, bungled, yeah, bungled up. Can be jacked up by this idiot. Like, seriously. You create the wish list, you build you go ahead and set your parameters, you make sure everything is the way it needs to be, and then you're good to go. Clean and clear. You take all this time to try to figure out who are the detractors. You take all this time to have other people sit there and try to look up other people's information, this, that, and the third. And you, by yourself, not with someone else holding your hoof, but you by yourself can't figure out a way to set up your own Amazon wish list. We got an almost 40-year-old man who literally can't do anything on his own. Not a goddamn thing. That you would bundle, shit, we're going to try this again. You're going to bungle up this bullshit. You're going to completely screw the pooch on this. And yet again, all he had to do was take a couple of minutes to set his wish list up, set the criteria to it, and then pick what he wants to put on the list. What this idiot thought was, oh, I'm going to go ahead and start this Amazon wish list, and I'm going to go ahead and go on the shopping spree, and these idiots are going to buy it, and then I'm going to get it, and I'm going to be happy. Yay! DS positive, 2019. Now, he can't, for someone who's used Amazon before, he can't figure out how the site works, he can't figure out how to make his own wish list work, and if it is troll activity, or whatever the case may be, it's going to be a little while till he finally figures it out. And I mean definitively, it's going to be a little while till he figures it out. Okay. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Burnell. The status quo, if you will, on don't ever quit your day job. Please don't. Please don't.
I mean, how that could be one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Like, I don't know. I seriously have no idea how this works. So again, if you guys if anyone has ever used an Amazon wishlist before and knows anything about this, I'm all ears. I have no idea.
Wait. We set up an Amazon wishlist. Didn't take any time to Google and see how it works. Go through the steps, read the forums on Amazon that walks you through that shit. I need one of you brain dead idiots that are supposed to be buying me shit. Before you actually buy me anything, tell me how it works first, and then send me money to buy stuff. Please, do that for me. Oh, and don't forget to also hit up my Teespring, my Patreon, and don't forget to leave me a tip. Greedy sniff. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. Why would you feel compelled? Why would you feel compelled to help this guy? He is absolutely hopeless. And he's married now. And he might actually reproduce one day. May God have mercy on all of us. Praise be.
Like I said, I didn't get any... I don't even know where to look. There's no section... There's no section whatsoever on Amazon to see things people have bought for you and how to access said content. What I'm assuming is that they're going to send me an email for each item and say, oh, someone bought this for you, here's the digital code to use. But if it said surprise me, does that mean I won't get those codes for weeks? You know, I have no idea. I guess I don't even know if there's a way to find out. Some people are suggesting calling them. I mean, I guess I could do that, but the thing is, on Amazon, to contact their customer service, you have to tie it to an order. I don't have an order. There's no order it's all automated through their site. I don't know if how many of you use Amazon or not. But basically, in order to contact their customer support, you need to basically have like an order that you click on and say, okay, I want to talk to support about this order. You can't just call their customer service. There's no general like line to just call them about stuff. You have to have it tied into an order through their site. So I have no idea how to do this. Oh, here we go. People are saying codes will show up in your digital library on your account. Okay, hold on a second.
Greedy bastard. Also, that's not necessarily true too. Like, for example, let me give you a good example actually. So I bought an external hard drive or whatnot. I can't remember when I bought it. It was maybe it was like 3 or 4 days ago, some shit like that. It was a while ago. It was a little while ago, but it was like 3 or 4 days after I purchased it, and so on and so forth. And I didn't actually have it yet, right? So I called through the app, and I didn't have like my order number or any of that nonsense. So I just went through just customer service. I asked for customer service. They linked me to them. I talked to this really attractive sounding lady for about 5 minutes, and then she was able to look up my information, and then we resolved it. Okay, so that issue worked out. All right. Then like a month later, I didn't even order anything. I had called about a general question that I think had to do with like price matching or something along those lines. I went through the exact same method as I would if I was placing an order or if I had an order or whatever the case may be. Just what I did originally. And it worked the exact same way. That's why they have a customer service number. That's why it's called customer service. It's not called only orders hotline or anything like that. And it's 24/7. They'll literally answer your questions at any time in the morning. Even if it's 4 a.m. and you're drunk on gin and you miss your best friend John. So how is this difficult? And how is it that an idiot who couldn't set up an Amazon wish list properly by himself gonna tell you if the how customer service works? How does that play out? You couldn't do something that I have nieces and nephews that were able to do. Easy. And you're like 30 years their senior. And they were able to do it no problem. They do it every holiday season without fail. And yet you couldn't. You couldn't. And what makes it even more crazy, shouts out to Seidel's mother. I'll be seeing you next weekend, so make sure you get that nice little red teddy I like. Anyway, it's funny how Alex Seidel want to run around calling people all kinds of nonsense, and you're probably one of the most ignorant of us all. So how does that work out? That's the editor. I'll be right back.
If that is the case, let me try to figure this out. I'm going to go over to my computer and take a look. Give me a second, guys. All right, so I found it, supposedly. All right, but it doesn't, nothing's there. So I found it. There's a section that says like your digital library of orders and game codes that you have. There's nothing there. It's old stuff that I've done like years ago. Like years ago, I bought a few digital PSN codes. There's one point when PSN was glitching out and wouldn't let me pay for anything through the console, so I had to buy a bunch of cards through Amazon to do it, to buy the games. That was a pain in the ass because that was during the hardcore gaming season too. It was really stupid. Yeah, so anyway,
I mean, if it was the hardcore gaming season and it meant so much to you, you would have got off your ass and just went down to GameStop. Just saying. I mean, that sounds pretty stupid.
And it basically shows it basically shows the stuff I've already bought, but not the stuff that anyone might buy for me, right? Golden Gold says, I don't think your Amazon wishlist has a delivery address. I don't think it asks you for one. I don't think it actually asks you for a delivery address. Plus, everything there is digital anyway, So anyway, I have no idea how this works, guys. At this point, essentially, I have no idea what's going on with this list. Here's what I'm curious about. If someone were to buy something now, because I did not set it as, surprise me. So if someone were to buy something off the wish list now, would I actually get it immediately? I don't know. Okay. Oh, okay. Now Sleepy Reader says, there's a section under digital content and devices called digital gifts you received. Check there. All right. Oh, my God.
Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is all either on his laptop where he keeps all his porn and he doesn't update his Windows or update the antivirus, whatever, or on his desktop that he keeps on all night for whatever reason I couldn't tell you, or on his phone where he's checking Tevin streams and probably LSBs and PayPal. You're telling me that while looking for some of these options or looking for some of these sections, you didn't think to take a few minutes, right? Because you're already holding up the stream anyway, right? You couldn't take a few minutes to see what's there and go through some of those options real fast. Next thing, the only way that we're going to see if we can make this work, if one of you idiots buy me something right now and let it go through. I'm glad nobody fell for that. I'm really, really glad no one fell for that pig psychosis with that silly shit. Ladies and gentlemen, if I know recently he said that it's not his fault that he's become an e-beggar, but I guess he's admitted or he's accepting that he's an e-beggar. But this is relatively problematic, to be honest with you. We all know that Phil's grand scheme is to probably try to outlive his parents, or he thinks in a decade all of us are going to be gone, and then he can have a nice clean slate, and as if YouTube will even be around back then, or then, we don't know. But do you even see him existing on YouTube or online in general in 10 years? With what you're seeing right here. This is basic, simple shit. Really simple shit. It's insignificant, to be honest with you. So tell me how an individual who wasn't even smart enough to look into for 5 minutes to see if he had to pay a business tax or a business occupation tax in his own state. Oh, I'm sorry, he did. And he came to the conclusion that Panda has to pay a couple $100s a year, but not him. So you have someone who came up to that conclusion that this chick here, who might be pulling $1,000 or maybe even a few thousand to be generous a year, has to pay business occupation tax, but an idiot who's bringing in 6 figures don't. But now he can't even figure out how this Amazon thing worked, because apparently this is like new technology and this is beyond his piggy little brain. And he wants to blame the trolls, or he wants to blame Amazon itself or the business practice, when he already screwed up the process from the very beginning. He fucked up on his own. This, ladies and gentlemen, I could equate to when he was trying to start streaming for the first time back in 2013 and how he screwed that up. I could equate this back to when he had his first PC built by Chris and Teo and how he screwed that up because he couldn't follow instructions. It's funny how every little thing that's new to Phil that he tries to learn on his own, he can't seem to get it done. Mr. Valedictorian. But yet, he has the nerve to call all of us dumb because we don't know how life works, yet none of us are panhandling and begging and pleading like he do. There's a disconnect here somewhere. Does anybody not see this? Has no one ever noticed this? How is it that he's able to make it this far? I'm so confused.
It's empty. It's completely empty, that section. So, essentially, I don't know how this works. You got a wish list. Someone could buy the item on the wish list and you never get it? I don't understand this at all. Because it claimed... Yeah, it claimed that someone has bought all the stuff on the list as of last night. It says last purchase June 30th. Yet, I don't have it. See what I mean? This is fucking stupid. I'm sorry. It is. Like, people suggest things to me all the time. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I don't think that makes sense to do that. You know. And then I finally say, okay, I'll cave. After years of people saying you should do an Amazon wish list, I'll do it. It's the most complicated fucking thing. Why isn't it simple? Why can't you just do it? And, you know, no. It has to be super complicated. What the fuck, man? I'm so tired of this dumb shit. See, here's the thing. Here's why I'm frustrated. Because everyone always tells me, oh, you're a dinosaur, Phil, and you don't use the things that other people, other content creators use. You should change the way you capture and learn a new way to do it. And you should use.
You still pissed off about direct capture? Which you even clowned yourself about, that you came into that practice 4 years late after John went ahead and got it all set up for you. You still mad about direct capture when they were right with what they said about you? You were a dinosaur. You were behind the times. You were holding yourself back. That's the reason why you were losing views. That's the reason why you were losing subscribers. You're still mad about that when people went out their way to tell you. If people don't tell you how to change, it means they didn't give a shit. And a whole lot of people gave a shit, and you shunned them for it. And now you're still crying about it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be 2030. Even if Phil isn't online, and he's still going to say it's Tevin's fault. That shit's going to be hilarious. That's going to be hilarious. You know what would be even funnier? If that's what his child's first words are. He got like
Amazon wish list to get your games for your streams. You should do this and this. And when I go to do it, it's never easy. It's never actually worked. I'm not even kidding you. Every time I've tried to adapt to something new or use something new, it never works. And then I end up having a ton of fucking extra work for something, you know what I mean? And this happens every fucking time. This is not exaggeration. Every time I try to, do something different, Phil. Try something different and new that everyone else does. You're behind the times. Okay, everyone says it's easy, I'll do it. Oh, look, for me, it's the most complicated thing on the planet. It just doesn't fucking work at all. Right?
But why does it always have to be easy? It's not worth having if it's easy. More importantly than that, just because you still have to look it up, you still have to do research, there's going to be a little bit of trial and error. You don't know how to do anything. That's why everybody has always had to do things for you. Your parents, John and Howard, Panda. I don't know what you've done on your own, to be honest. Without somebody's help, without somebody holding your little piggy hoofs throughout the process. Maybe the problem's with you, not the people around you.
There's no way anything can get sent to my address because these are digital codes. How can you mail me a digital code? You know, it's digital. They would be sending it directly to me. It doesn't make any sense. All right, guys, so I added a delivery address. All right, all I did is I selected my address, which everyone knows my address is public knowledge, so it's not like it's a big deal that there's a delivery address in there or whatever. The thing is that everything's listed there is digital. By the way, when I refreshed, now my entire list claims everything's been purchased. I even added, just before I started the stream today, I added a bunch of Xbox Live credit, codes. And now those are claiming those were also purchased for me as well.
What's the last game you played on Xbox Live, on Xbox though? To be honest. So why would you have even done that?
But I honestly think, guys, I think it's horseshit. I think that this system doesn't really work. I think what it is trolls can go in there and pretend like they're going to buy it and say, maybe you could say, oh, I'm gonna buy this at a future date, and and process this in 4 weeks or something. And then it doesn't actually go through.
I don't think Amazon has a layaway, Phil. I don't think that's how that works. At least I've never seen that. I mean, unless they're using like burner, they're using like burner prepaid cards or something, which would be hilarious. Not that I'm giving anybody ideas or anything. It's not like I'm dog whistling or anything. The nefarious sniff.
So I think that's what it was, it's a way to troll the list. Why is everyone now doing question marks in the stream chat? What does that mean? It means that basically you could say, oh, okay, I've marked this, I'm going to buy this for Phil, and I'll purchase this in 2 weeks, and then it basically, it claims like you bought it, but you didn't. I think that's what happened is someone went in there. I mean, essentially, if that's the case, what's the point of doing this? Because the trolls could go in there and pretend like they bought it 100 times, and I still never get it, right? I guess the bottom line is,
he's literally talking himself out of doing this. He's literally talking himself out of doing this. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but I've never heard of Amazon having a layaway at all, let alone for something digital. So that's the first thing. Secondly, he started off this whole Amazon wishlist thing screwing up on his own, by himself, as Phil usually does. As for this here, I don't know if it's trolls or not. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you, in my book. Failure is still failure, no matter who helps contribute to it. But I'm chalking this up to, this is just Phil going to take an L on his own part. He started this off poorly. It's only fair that it fails or it ends poorly.
It's not that big of a deal because now I set it up so that when the items don't ever get removed from the list, they'll show there forever. So even if someone puts in 1,000 times, oh, I bought it, and then they don't really, the item will still stay listed, right? Yeah, see, dude frozen, I don't know how it works. Did someone buy the stuff or not? I don't think so. I think it was a trolling. I think it was trolling. I think it was, I don't think anyone has legitimately bought it. Here, let me put it this way. The only way we'll ever know if this will ever work is if someone, you know, who I know actually says, okay, I'm going to try to buy the lowest thing, you know, I'll buy the $10 gift card and then let me know if you get it, right? I think that's the only way we'll ever know if this actually works or not. So anyway, that's what I mean. Look at all this trouble. So here we are talking about this for 20 minutes on the pre-stream today. Something that everyone thought was easy and should have taken 5 seconds. Instead, we sit here for a million years talking about it. So I did create an Amazon wish list. I have no idea if it works or not. I've gotten no information from Amazon whatsoever, even though it claims things have been bought for me. I think it's bullshit. I think someone found a way to troll it. And I guess we'll go from there. I don't know what else to say, right? Beefsteak tomato, as I've said a million times, there's no way I can call Amazon about it because you cannot call them for a general reason. You have to have it tied to an order or a reason. There's no, oh, just contact us via this number. It's like, no, you have to have information about what you're calling for and to go to the right department and stuff.
You're calling about something, you're calling about a concern based to your account. That's a reason. It's a generally good reason. This isn't brain surgery, man. How do you set up something to make it financially easier on yourself and you still fuck it up? You still at the end of the day still screw it up. How is it that DarkSydePhailure is going to ever expect anybody to take him seriously about anything when he couldn't even start an Amazon wish list? You know what I'm saying? That children can set up on the regular. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And this guy can't figure it out. It's supposed to be idiot proof. It's like if Phil had a problem with opening like a child safety cap or a child proof door or something. I feel like Phil is that type of idiot. I really do. Masquerading as if he's some type of pillar of his community, which is dwindling by the tidbit. Oh man, this is sad. I thought it was gonna be funny, and it's kind of funny, but this is really just sad. Not sad that I should feel anything. You know, I don't feel any sympathy for him, but still sad.
A physical business. All they have are call centers all around the world. I hate to tell you. Who knows? It's like I said, it's stupid. It's something that everyone tells me is easy, and it should work immediately, and it's a no-brainer, and you should do it, and all the other streamers do it, and it would defray costs, and it's a really good idea, and I do it, and it doesn't work. So what else is new for me, right? Everything's like pulling teeth. Anytime I try to improve or change, it's like pulling teeth, right? And anyway, just so you guys know, like I said, I have been checking my emails, and I've gotten 0 notifications from anyone or from anything on Amazon. So like I said, apparently with these wish lists, you can claim you're going to buy stuff and then you don't. Oh, this was already purchased and then it wasn't. I mean, how stupid is that? Make a wish list. Oh, this says it was already purchased and no one actually purchased it. Why does nothing have like, nothing has troll protections at all? You notice that? You know what it is? They're in the real world of business and the real world of finance has like nothing to prepare them for trolling, for people to fuck around. You know what I mean? This is so stupid.
Real quick, isn't your personal information a little bit more important than trolling? Just saying. If Phil can't get some free stuff off Amazon because his dumbass can't figure out how the Amazon wish lists work, that's not exactly something Amazon needs to make idiot-proof. That doesn't seem to be a bit of a priority. What does seem to be a bit more of a priority is the fact that, hey, let's make sure that Phil doesn't do something really, really stupid and somehow put his financial information out there. So which one you want, Phil? You want to be completely troll safe like you are on Twitch, at least temporarily. And that you're not even troll safe. There are plenty of people who are partners who troll you all the time. You just never acknowledge any of it. Anyway, Or would you rather have your personal information put out there? Which one is it, Phil? Do you really want someone to try to impersonate you and say, hey, my name is such and such, and I can't get into my Amazon wish list, and I don't know what's wrong, and here's my name and my address. Could you somehow let me get access to my account? And they're like, sure, Mr. Burnell. And then what, Phil? Then what happens, Phil? Now, you don't have to worry about getting trolled because now they have your financial information. You might want to pick one, cowboy. Just saying. And if I could come up with that just that easy, just imagine what someone else who has some real time in their hands can figure out. Just throwing that out there.
Fucking mess. I might as well just delete the fucking Amazon wish list and say fuck it. Seriously. What's the point? See what I mean? Like, it's just being very honest. Now you can see my face. It's so frustrating. I'm so tired of, like, everyone tells me something so easy and you should
Wait a second.
do it.
First off, he's a quitter. We all know this. Two, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and blow him up for you a little bit. I want you to see failure incarnate. So here you go, kids. This is what happens when you don't do things right the first time because you're greedy and stupid. So I want you guys to see the face of stupidity. Okay? Now don't look directly into his eyes because then I'll make you stupid too. You don't want that. Then you start ending up like Swaggins or somebody like that. But look close. This is what the face of stupidity looks like. This is what the face of a quitter looks like. Something easy. Easy. That can be done. I could do it in 10 minutes. Right now. And have it up before this video goes up. Phil couldn't figure out, and he allegedly had at least an afternoon to do it. And he has people in the chat trying to handhold him through it. And he's still fucking it up. So, don't look too deeply, but just take a glimpse at him.
Oh, Phil. Amazon wishlist is easy. You should have done this 2-3 years ago. You should have done it as soon as you started streaming. All streamers get all their stuff gifted to them by their viewers, and no one pays for any of their stuff. You should just easily do it. It's such an easy thing to do. Immediately, as error after error after fuck up after error, and now we can't figure it out. Oh, call them. Oh, so now what I should do is I should take time away from all the personal shit I need to do behind the scenes of my stream to call some fucking customer service line that's going to route me to India or the Middle East, someone who has no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, and spend an hour on the phone with them and get nothing resolved. That's what I should do. How about no? How about fuck no? Seriously. How about I should have just fucking known better and I should have followed my own instincts and not even bothered with this? Because we all know that's a fucking pain. Everything I do has to be a pain in my ass. Nothing could just be easy and simple and just fucking work.
I mean, you can't even work, to be honest. It doesn't matter where the person's from, to be honest with you, Phil. You do know that there's call centers in the United States, right, Phil? You do realize that, right? I mean, it's call centers all over the world, but there's, you know, whatever. I'm not even going to get into that. You don't have 10 minutes, Phil, to make a phone call? 10 minutes? Seriously? I mean, aren't you going to go and take a shit in a minute before you actually start the regular stream? You can't do that? I mean, I'm starting to lose hope that you can wipe your own ass properly, let alone you make a phone call. I want to take... Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and try to paint this picture for you. I need help for my business to try to save my house and save what's left of my marriage before my wife walks away with everything. I need these games to help me with my business so I can keep my house. I'm going to start this Amazon wish list because I don't want you guys to keep sending me all this cash so I have to pay more and more taxes on it every year. I'm going to start this Amazon wish list and I'm going to put stuff on it and you guys send money or you guys purchase those things and then I go and get it. Now, I've already fucked it up from Jump Street, from the hop. Instead of me taking a couple minutes on my pre-stream while I'm bitching at you guys about this dumb shit, to maybe sit here and try to figure it out, or even listen to some of your suggestions, I'm going to quit. I'm going to be a quitter. Because that's all I do. Like I do with games that I can't beat. I quit them. Because that's in my nature. Apparently, I guess that's what a Burnell's good at. If nothing else. That's what it comes down to. But I really need this, guys. I really need to try to alleviate these costs. I really need you guys to support me. I really need you guys' contributions. But I'm not even willing to put in a little bit of the hoof work needed to get it done. If it can't be all done for me, then it's not worth doing at all, and I'm just going to quit because I'm a quitter. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you guys Phil Burnell, one of the great gamers of our time, one of the great entertainers of our time, a man who's been tormented by many, who is hated by even more, allegedly, but who's loved by few. But when the going gets tough, when his back is really against the wall, instead of working hard, he would choose to beg. And when things are super easy, he goes out of his way, so it seems, to figure out how to make it hard and fail at it. And the failure doesn't come from the fact that he messed it up. It comes from the fact that he would rather quit than to try to fix it. This was brought to you by GTG of GTG Networking Productions. Defiant Sniff.
Seriously. What a pain in the ass, man. No, it's not a lot of assumptions. I've done it before. I've talked to Amazon many times on the phone for customer service things. And it's you need, like I said, you need to have an order tied to your phone call, or else you might as well not have even called. When you call Amazon, usually what happens is if you have an issue with an order, let's say you got an order and the item was broken or it's the wrong order, you go to your Amazon order history and right there it says contact us, and it'll actually have a call routed to a call center somewhere with all your data attached to it, and then they can figure it out. If you just call the general line, you'll bounce around their system for fucking an hour before you even figure out anyone who knows anything, and no one's going to help me with this wish list. I just know it. So it's just a pain in the ass. Like, why can't I just make here's the wish list, here's the things I would like, buy it, easy, done. No. Oh, you need a shipping address even though it's digital. The quantities are set to a thing and that screws it up. Oh, someone could say they bought it, but then it doesn't actually fucking buy it. Fuck this. Like, what the fuck? Enough of this. You know? What a complete waste of my time. I shouldn't even bother with it. I shouldn't even just fucking bother with it. Very frustrating, man. I just want to play games and have fun. I don't want to deal with all this nonsense. Yeah, I'm going to spend... So here, let me give you guys an example. When I'm done streaming today, I'm going to upload videos. Kat and I have to get food, and we have a bunch of stuff we have to do around the house in the little bit of time that we have between streams. All right? Then I got to stream again tonight. Then it's late night. Oh, call Amazon. When the fuck...
Wait, I thought, ladies and gentlemen, didn't he say that he don't do fast food no more? Doesn't he say that they only do healthy meals and shit like this, that, and third? But you're in between streams, and you and Kat have to get food? She ain't cooking? She ain't making no din-din? I don't know, Phil. Is her feet starting to swell up a little bit? Maybe she don't have the... I can understand it. Well, you could cook something. No? Not at all? Okay. We can't make turkey burgers? No? Can't whip up some fajitas? No? Okay. That's... Alright. I don't want to make assumptions.
Do I call Amazon? I have a full life. I have a full life.
You have a full life, but you can't make a 10-minute call? You're probably not even driving. It's probably going to be her. You can't make the phone call? You can't make a phone call in the car? Does Kat not allow you to do that? Kat, Phil, are you in trouble? You can blink. Blink once for yes, twice for no. I got a full life and I can't make a phone call. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why he can't sell that condo.
Busy. I don't have time for fucking bullshit with Amazon. I don't want to do a live Amazon call. I want to play games and have fun. That's the whole point I'm trying to make here. I don't want to deal with all this fucking bullshit. All this nonsense. I just want to have fun.
Does this sound like an adult to you guys? Something that's related to his business, he doesn't want to do. He wants to be that whiny little 15-year-old who didn't get his Wolverine figure and play games and have fun. Isn't that the reason why you're in financial problems in the first place, Phil? Because you wanted to play games and have fun? Or because you just wanted to do what you wanted to do? And we saw how that worked for you, right, champ?
Fried turkey wings tip me $1. And he says, why would a business plan for trolls? Let's see, because you're in the modern era, and you realize that any business could be used against someone for malicious purposes. So instead of allowing yourself to be completely open to trolling without preparing for the modern world, you actually, like, fucking prepare for it. You know, like any responsible business, future-proofing instead of living 20 years in the fucking past.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. Wow, that's completely lack of self-awareness there. That's you to a T, Phil. Where's your future-proofing at? Oh, waiting for mommy and daddy to die, so you can go ahead and collect on that inheritance, right? Not thinking about the fact that you got a cousin out there who was raised with you who probably has some stake in that too. But, you know, whatever. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, if you don't burn it first. So then, as it pertains to these businesses needing to future-proof their self and so on and so forth, Phil, you do realize that nothing that you said really affects Amazon at all, to be honest. At all. At the end of the day, they're going to get your money or they don't. And they bring in so much business that they could have they could probably have a couple of thousand straddlers every day and it doesn't hurt them, to be honest. But because it's Phil Burnell and he wants free shit and he has to figure out more and more ways to con these kids out of getting whatever he's trying to get out of them, money, respect, love, whatever pathetic shit, now they need to future-proof their business so they can make it a little safer for you, despite the fact that you're walking into this with baggage. Makes sense.
Give me $1. Why are you giving it to your fans for doing the Amazon wish list? I'm not giving it to my fans. What I'm saying is, and this is what I hope people take heart, all right? Understand that not everything is as easy as people say. Years ago, people told me, what, Phil, why don't you use this thing called like shadow capture or shadow something to capture your videos to reduce your file
It's called shadow play, Phil.
Size dramatically, and it's what everyone uses. I went to do it, didn't work. All the videos looked like shit. The videos came out super huge. It was annoying, and I spent hours trying to figure this out to the point I said, fuck this, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just going back to what I used to do, which worked.
So you're a quitter. Just like how you went to Streamlabs, you had one little issue with it, if I remember correctly, because I remember watching it in like a Tevin video. You had one issue with it, gave up, went to Muggsy for 2 years, got comfortable with it because you could pull all this bullshit behind the scenes, all kind of scam shit. And then when Muggsy finally died on you, you still try to keep it until you had no choice but to go to Streamlabs. I don't know, Phil. It sounds to me like you have a pattern of quitting. And then on top of all the games you've quit over the years, too. And friendships. And any other relationship that could have meant something. Yeah, you're starting to seem more and more like a quitter every day. Quitter every day, to be honest. Yeah, that's Phil the Quitter Burnell. It don't get no better.
Every time someone makes one of these suggestions, this happens. This is not an exaggeration. Every time someone's like, Phil, just do this thing that's super easy. It's bullshit. Basically, they're all tough. They're all annoying. They're all pain in the ass. And if I had unlimited time, if I didn't have a crazy busy life, maybe I would have time to adapt to a lot of this stuff and do some of it. I just don't.
Crazy busy, works from home, sits on his ass maybe 7 or 8 hours a day playing video games. I have nothing else to do. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. His whole work day, if you will, is about 8 hours. Maybe 8.5 if I want to be generous. And yet, he can't figure out how to call Amazon, which is open 24 hours a day. Sure. Okay. Alright. You're real busy, Phil. You're real fucking busy. He drinks more than he probably sleeps. But he's so busy. Gotcha. Keep reminiscing about John, Phil. I got you, kid.
Play games and have fun. This is all I've ever wanted to do since day one when I made a video on YouTube, is play games and have fun and share that with you guys. That's all I care about. So when all this shit, I spent 30 minutes on a pre-stream talking about...
Wait, I thought you said it was just a hobby and you were just doing it for fun. You were just dicking around and it was no big deal. Wait a second. I thought you said that you were looking to try to beat this game and you couldn't figure out how to do it. And you found this guy's video, but that showed you how to do it, but didn't have any commentary. By proxy, you couldn't actually see what was going on and figure out what he was doing, and you couldn't apply it to what you were trying to do. So then you were like, well, fuck this guy. I'm going to go ahead and start doing the same thing, but I'm going to add commentary to it. Now you're saying that all you ever wanted to do was to play games, share your experiences, and have fun. I don't know, Phil. I'm sorry. As someone who's going through your history currently, that's not exactly shaping up. But whatever. It's a minor discrepancy.
Wishlist not working. I don't fucking care. I don't want to deal with this shit. I just want to fucking get to the game and play games and have fun. Okay?
Oh boy. Alright. Alright. Sorry, Phil. I'm not sorry, Phil. To be honest, I'm not sorry whatsoever. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. So, that's the end of that. It's a shame that ended up working out the way it did for Phil, but, whatever. Nothing to lose sleep over, right? To be honest, whether it's the trolls, it could be trolls. I don't know, to be honest, because it sounds like he was having problems before the list was even really announced. So if he went ahead and went to Cat, they could probably take 15 or 20 minutes and probably work this out. I'm pretty confident that that's a thing, to be honest. I don't... It sounds like incompetence to me. I'm sorry. I think it's as easy as that. It's just incompetence. Either which way, it was minorly funny. It was somewhat entertaining, I suppose. Phil failing usually brightens people's days up, so it is what it is. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys very much for listening in. Like I said, there'll be a Snort report on this later on down the line. You know how I do. Always keeping it late, never breaking. But thank you to Mighty D, first off and foremost, for doing the video. Thank you to Jesse Green 619 for recommending it. Thank you to Paul W for making his video. The link of that will be in the description. And thank you to Sunspot Gallery, which your video will also be in my description. Please check those 2 videos out. Please thank all 4 of those individuals. I hope you guys are doing well. I'll see you guys for if this comes out on Sunday like it's supposed to. There'll probably still be a broadcast Monday. If not, it'll be out Tuesday, and so on and so forth. Because there's a lot of stuff I need to kind of clear out so we can get into the new stuff. Because the new intern is like, you need to upload more frequently because we're starting to get backlogged and all this stuff. So yeah, that's a thing. And that Asian GTG wants to start jumping back in, so that should be cool. I might have a broadcast coming up with Ghostly Wins. Look out for that. The Gentleman's Club, they'll be, which as you know is Agent Proper, myself. Hopefully Declan can get on. We're going to talk about some of the current events, so that should be cool, or whoever the special guest is in question. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot to do and whatnot. And then I still have that. I still have the conspiracy podcast with James Lesser. I'll get with him in the next week or two and see what's next for that. Especially since OJ running around wilding out, so that should be an interesting thing to talk about. And yeah, it's pretty much it, guys, and whatnot, and just life in general. I hope you guys are doing well, and like I said, hopefully this one's a little bit more easier to digest than the last one. Oh boy! All right, guys, I will see you guys for the next video, which will be a broadcast, so that should be cool. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the music. Later.